the finish line, get the release out there. It's launch week for MeteorJS 3 and Galaxy 2. What's that, you say? Well, we'll tell you. And you'll get a chance to make some money too. This week is devoted entirely to MeteorJS. The whole episode is sponsored by Galaxy, the cloud hosting service for running node.js applications purpose-built for MeteorJS software. Now, some of you signed up last week for a chance to win up to $300 in Galaxy hosting credits from Meteor Software. That's just for a chance to win. We're giving away a cool, guaranteed $60 in Galaxy credits. And we'll tell you how. Just watch until the end to find out. But first, this is episode 38, and you're watching or listening to This Week in MeteorJS, a weekly news segment of the MeteorJS Dispatches podcast, aimed at both new and veteran MeteorJS users. Our program is brought to you by MeteorJS community ambassadors who share information, events, activities, and other newsworthy items. I'm your host, Alim Gafar, from New York City. Both Storyteller and I are unable to join you live in person today.
And this is Jan Küster from Germany, and I'm hosting this episode alone for you today. And I hope you will have the same fun time as we always have. I actually missed the other two guys, and it's for me, it's a little bit new to do the episode on my own, but I hope it will be fun and will be the best out of this week. And let's start first of all right into the news.
The combined MeteorJS 3 and Galaxy 2 launch week started this past Monday, May 13th, highlighting the shift from fibers to async by running the weeks-long event asynchronously. In case you missed any of them, here are 5 key takeaways, and we'll get into them in more detail later. First is future-proofing MeteorJS with Node 20 and Express. The second takeaway is that Galaxy 2 now has a new UI and user experience. You should really check it out. The third is that now you can co-locate both MeteorJS and MongoDB in Galaxy. You no longer have to rely solely on external services like Atlas. Fourth, the fourth takeaway is that it's possible now to have state-of-the-art MeteorJS application monitoring in Galaxy with Monty APM. Really great. And finally, the fifth takeaway that you should get from this is that the team is now going all in on trying to get Meteor 3.0 to the finish line, get the release out there and into everybody's hands. But a consequence of this is that Meteor 2.0 development will be put on pause. So if you're expecting anything there, you're just going to have to wait until we get done with that. So those are the 5 things that if you were not able to attend all of the different sessions this week, read the articles that are related, and follow up in the forums, then these are the things that you should take away for what happened this week.
Yeah, so for everyone who chimed in later, that was a recording from Alim, as you realized maybe. And I'm hosting this episode alone. And the mentioned takeaways are also listed under these meteor.com, Meteor 3 Galaxy and Meteor 3 Galaxy 2 launch website, which contains also all the links to all these articles mentioned, and they have some more details revealed about all these things like the Galaxy 2 UI and what will Meteor 3 with Node 20 look like, And I just give a little glimpse of what's happening there in the articles. So they're all on DevTO, and basically summarize what's happening in this launch week, and what happened with the shift from fibers to async await, and Node 20, especially also the Express inclusion into Meteor. And this is definitely worth a check out for everyone, because this is basically the results of these big changes from last time. And just for you to get an idea of where we are with this, where we came from, I created a little overview. Sorry, that's not it. I created a little overview to just see where we are and where we come from. So basically in 2021, Meteor 2.0 started. That's the 2.0 timeline. I skipped everything before 2.0. And at that point, Node.js 14 was already ending its LTS and beginning maintenance stage. And Node 16 came in. And Node 16 dropped fibers. So it didn't actively drop fibers, but it dropped support for coroutines. So which is why fibers development stopped, and Meteor was locked to Node 14. And as you can see, there is this timeline of these Meteor 2 releases from 2021 to today, which is on the right side here. This is today, this little line. And we missed already a little bit out here, but the actual development started much earlier for 3.0. And I think around 2.7, 2.8, it really got heavy, starting to support 3.0, to support the full async await. And right now we are on Node 20. And as you can see, Node 22 is already in the beginnings, and it will become the active LTS very soon. So I just assume that this will be also for Meteor the case, because Meteor Software announced they will closely follow the Node.js lifecycle. And as you can see here, we are also here with our Meteor 3.0 RC.1, which is also our next topic.
Last week, in anticipation of launch week, Meteor 3.0 Release Candidate 1, also known as Meteor 3.0 RC1, was published. It featured one breaking change, that all modules now use strict mode. It also included fixes to support Cordova development on 3.0. And now they also confirm that Svelte and Vue projects work with 3.0. There are instructions with the release on how to test it with existing projects and how to provide the team with feedback using GitHub issues. So, go out there, give it a try.
Yes, and this is the forum article related to the release. There's already also a discussion about a few more things like fixes, and but also a few comments from users, and about things that are still missing. I mean, it's always the case. There is something missing, or it's a huge project, and so that's totally normal. And we need that. We need people giving us feedback. What's missing here? And right, if you have found anything with RC.1 that works great or works not great, please leave a comment, join in the conversation, let us know, let the others know. And I'm checking the chat in the meantime. There is a question from Carlos. Can strict mode be turned off on 3.0 RC? Now you got me, because I personally don't know about that, but maybe some of the others can answer this in the chat, or even answer this in the forum post here. That would be great. And please ask these kinds of questions. This is really important, because it's again, it's a big project. There are many things, and not everybody knows everything about the software. So we have to discuss things as a group, as a community, to get deeper inside of things and share the knowledge. Sometimes also, if some documentation is missing, we need to we need to raise awareness about that. And just wanted to get back to the timeline. I don't know why I'm always clicking on this other banner. I wanted to get back to the timeline. And what I wanted to emphasize here is that if you take a look at this RC.1 and the first 3.0 alpha, it's actually a year between them. You can also see that. Let me just open something. So let me just open my terminal here and just enter meteor show meteor in uppercase minus show minus all, and then it will show me all the versions. And then you can see here on 3.0, you can see it started at May the 9th of May with the 3.0 alpha 1, and the RC now is May 6th this year. So it's actually exactly a year minus 3 days. It's exactly 1 year since this 3.0 development started. And this time went by so fast. I don't know about you, but for me, this time went by so fast, and we're already there. And now we're finally facing the release of the 3.0, finally. And while we also have the RC.1 release, we also have in the 2.0 timeline, we have the 2.16 being released, which is also reflected in another article with some interesting reveal about the new oblong tailing optimization, where you can distinctly enable or disable oblong tailing for certain collections. So this is definitely worth check out. And I just assume that this will be merged into the 3.0 as well. So please check this out. Again, there is also a respective forums article, of course. So enter discussion there. This is very important. Again, giving feedback, starting the discussion. It seems so far that there is nothing to report. Maybe everybody is already migrating. I hope so. And regarding the migrations, there is also a list, and I will get deeper into that later on. But first, it's not all about Meteor 3, as you've realized. It's also about Galaxy. So there is the new Galaxy look and the new refreshed Galaxy UI, but it's not all, right? So we have, on the one hand, we have a fresh new Galaxy UI. And I mean, this is like day and night between before. And now you also have the, what's the name of it? Sorry, dark mode enabled. You have a much cleaner lookup and a much cleaner positioning of the elements and stuff, and also a different kind of interaction workflow. So this is definitely for all Galaxy users, definitely worth to check out and keep an eye on. And what I really thought interesting, and this is really where things have to go, in my opinion. That was something I always thought is the most important thing, is the team extended the database support and the language support. So now you also have Golang, and I mean, it makes sense because Golang is basically supporting the infrastructure, right? Meteor Software Galaxy team, correct me if I'm wrong, but I understood that lots of the infrastructure management is happening by Go, so it makes sense maybe to integrate that. So cool, great move to go beyond the Meteor ecosystem and support many more things. I mean, that's the reality of software development projects nowadays. You have a usually you have distributed systems of many more applications. You have not only a Meteor application, you have also some services running around this application, maybe in Python, maybe in Go, maybe in whatever. And that's something that's reality. So great move to go in that direction. I just checked the comments, and I just got a comment from Storyteller that he's not seeing the new Galaxy theme on his account. So he's asking what's the expected timeline for everyone to get the new theme. And I think the article was revealing something here, like you can imagine, once you log into Galaxy, you will see a message asking you if you like to try out Galaxy 2. So Storyteller, in the meantime, while I continue the live stream with the next article, maybe you try out and seek this message to switch to 2.0 and respond in the chat. And I go to the next, because there is even more in Galaxy. And this is something that has been mentioned in the forums quite a lot, and that's the unified hosting of MeteorJS and MongoDB, so that it's not 100% required anymore to have a second account on MongoDB Atlas, having two providers, having two payment builds, having more effort to fiddle around and manage things that are around payments, billing, and so on, but everything in one service. And that's really great. And also that reduces, in my opinion, the barrier for people to jump on Galaxy, because you can try out Galaxy for free today. Everybody can do that with the free tier. But if you want to test the paid tier, you would have to have a MongoDB instance running somewhere. And now this is all integrated here. And again, the article covers everything in detail. I don't want to peek too much into it. So please, everybody, check that out. And let me check the last article out, because this is also something that has been demanded before. Some people were using Monty APM as their APM service, while the Meteor APM wasn't at the same level of features as expected before. And now it uses Monty APM. And this is basically the evolution towards Galaxy 2.0. And with this, I'm switching over from Meteor 3 and Galaxy to the state of the Meteor community packages, because in many of the recent discussions, there were still people talking about packages and migration issues again. And of course, we covered this a lot in the stream already. But there are still packages that are uncovered. Most of them are not in the community packages, but there are also Meteor community packages that are not 100% covered yet. And I want to give a short shout out to Harry Adele, who manages this list. And I will try to get into that list. I didn't even know before that this list exists, but now it has been posted in the forums. And this is basically the state of migrations of these packages and how far they are compatible for 3.0. And these are not only MCP or core packages, but also, like here, there are forks, or sometimes there is even known who's managing or owning them. Some are not known to be managed, but I also see, for example, this package here I'm using in one project. I think there was no issue, or I forked it locally. I have to check that out. But this is really great, and we should post this package definitely. This list definitely. I got a comment from Storyteller again from MCP. The biggest blocker for me are the collection hooks. Any help there is highly appreciated. I can definitely confirm that. This is really hard. So I migrated the collection extensions package, and I forgot that collection hooks and collection extensions are not the same package actually. And so I definitely agree on that. I checked the package as well, and it's really hard. And please, I know already from the forums there is at least one person who has this as a big blocker. And I think it's also used in one of my projects because I use it in order to attach update timestamps on all documents there and add them to a history. So collection hooks really crucial. Please chime in. There's also the link, community packages, Meteor collection hooks. And as demanded here, the link for the Google Docs, I will, until we post that, it is definitely somewhere here in the Meteor 3.0 RC1 discussion. Somewhere here is a link to that document that here's a Google Sheet where a community is keeping track of 3.0 compatibility. So there you find this document already now. And we will also put this in the video description later on so that everybody is aware of what's happening. By the way, we should give all Might English a shout out as our 200th subscriber. So we finally hit the 200. It's party time. 3.0 release week and 200 subscribers for our stream. This is awesome. I don't know what to say. This is just such a great week now. Please, if you are watching this stream and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel and keep up with the latest. I know that there are lots of viewers that are still not subscribed, so hit the subscribe button and give us some support, and let us know with a like if this channel and this episode, if this episode is actually something you like, and then we know where to improve and how to keep the things going. So, coming from here, we also have some useful resources. I already talked about this whole Meteor 3.0 migration blockers and stuff, and I'm also in the meantime in the talks on one of my articles on migrating Meteor towards Meteor 3.0 with someone who has problems with the migration tool, and I just wanted to let you know there is an ESLint plugin developed by Quave, and Felipe was in our stream, and that was the episode 22, Winning Big in a Slow Market. And there Felipe presented also the ESLint plugin. And this is something you can rewatch because the ESLint plugin will help you to detect any methods and publications that have some Mongo calls or something like this that are still not async, but it also detects other minor things that need to be changed in order to be 3.0 compatible. And the good thing is it's a static analysis. It's an ESLint plugin. You don't need to run the app. I wrote an article on how to do runtime analysis, but this takes, of course, time or tests with a high coverage. And if you don't have both, or if you don't have neither of them, it's advisable to use the ESLint plugin. And I think it's pretty stable right now to use it. And there's also an episode, a deep dive episode from Storyteller and myself, Meteor 3.0 packages and dependencies deep dive, where we go into detail how to update a package and manage this whole dependencies, peer dependencies issue, and how to actually not burn everything in the process. And now I just see that I forgot to show you the images of that. So that's the episode on YouTube, in our channel, of course. And you can just go to our channel and then you can just browse the videos, and there it should be under live because it was not a recorded video. And then there you will see some of the older episodes, and there is the packages and dependencies deep dive, and just next to it is the other episode where Felipe talks about the ESLint plugin. So coming from there, I have to take a look at our reminders. And as you might know, this episode is sponsored by Galaxy. And this whole episode is sponsored entirely. And of course, we also have a Meteor Dispatches Galaxy giveaway, which is under this link, meteor.software/dispatches offer. And there you can enter your credentials and use the coupon code dispatches -60 in order to get $60 Galaxy credits. So if you haven't done that and you want to get some credits, then do it now. Do it after the episode and have fun. And there's one thing left, and that is we have a Substack community. And I accidentally already showed the I already showed this link a few times. You can subscribe to the newsletter, and then you will get some useful resources, links, and so on sent by our Dispatches newsletter. And I'm also adding the link down there. I really hope that you liked the episode, and we were really short, and I might give now from here this a little bit room for everyone to send some comments in the chat, because I can't close the episode right now that easily. And let me know what's your current status with migration, with 3.0, with Galaxy. What's your take on all these things? I would really like to know. And get in touch also about Meteor community packages, especially in regards to this table here. As you can see, there are packages in there that are totally not MCP owned. Everything that hasn't a yes here or here is somehow from somewhere else, and we need to get in touch either with the people or create a fork or something like this. But I think these are among the most used packages. At least I remember lots of these packages here. And if there is anything this is also important. If there is a package that is you think it's important and still isn't 3.0 compatible, please put it on the list and help to improve that list. And I will get in touch with Harry the next days and try to ask him about the state, if this is updated, if this needs to be updated, and then we will definitely update it for the next week. And with that, I will also add here, we will have an upcoming hot topic. The tragedy of the commons should be on Monday, and I hope, Storyteller, you get well soon. So that this episode is still on the list. And maybe if you want, you can just write a few words and I can send it here what the episode will be about. Because tragedy of the commons, that sounds very tragic, and I would like to know a little bit more about it. Maybe others do as well. And in the meantime, there is another comment, A-Landing roles. There is a beta out there that is Meteor 3.0 compatible. That is true, and I will immediately check out. So we can do some live checkout here. Oh, Meteor community packages, Meteor roles. So let's check that out. What was the last release? And oh, okay, it's not here, but we can take a look at the pull requests, version 4, and then we can take a look at the package.js. It's 4.0.0 alpha 3. Oh, by the way, we can also look on Packosphere. Just didn't thought about that. Learning/roles. So, and there you can see it's also the latest released version. Okay, so let me put that immediately into this table here. Oh, I can't write the table. I don't have write access. Okay, I will have to tell Harry about that. And again, if there is something else, maybe we can open up this table to a few more people. Then maybe we can work together on this. But I think this is it for today. Remember, this is launch week 1, and there is lots of stuff coming up next week as well. And we are also next week together with in the full team, I hope. And with that, I wish you all a great weekend, and see you next time on This Week in MeteorJS.